Hello and welcome to another Tech Tip. My name is Seth LeBlond and I'm the Assistive Technology Coordinator at the Foundation for Blind Children. Today, I actually want to talk to you all about trying to be mindful of not using too much technology when it's not necessary and relying on good old-fashioned problem solving to figure out really creative ways of supporting your students. Not very long ago, I was doing an MLB tech assessment for a low vision student. And these tech assessments, usually we start by talking about what individuals are going to need to accomplish the goals that they have. So we talk about computers and tablets and CCTVs and all sorts of things. And I was almost through with this assessment and realized that I hadn't approached the subject of how the student accesses information that is being displayed up at the front of the classroom. When I was in school, this was pretty simply accomplished, actually. We didn't have CCTVs that could read whiteboards or read actually blackboards in the front of the classroom. And so when I would start the school year, my parents and I would have a conversation with my teachers and let them know that I'm there and that I can't see what's happening up at the front of the room, so could they please verbalize whatever it is they're doing up there. Teachers generally didn't have a problem with this. If they wrote something on the board or they showed something up on the screen, the overhead projector screen, they usually were pretty good about describing it and reading what they wrote and doing all of that stuff. That's a nice low-tech solution. That still works, by the way. However, today we do have CCTVs that can do distance viewing, and they're really very cool, and I definitely support anyone having one of those that would benefit from one. But I asked this particular student during this particular assessment what he was doing to cope with being able to read content displayed at the front of the room. And his response was not what I was expecting at all. I learned that day that that student's teacher broadcasts every single class using Microsoft Teams. The students are not all virtual. Some of them may be virtual sometimes, but most of the students are in class in person. Why would that teacher choose then to broadcast all of her classes on Teams? Well, there's a couple of really good reasons. One of which is that she can record those and students can actually study that information later on. It's extremely helpful for any student to be able to review the class after the fact. But one really neat advantage of that is something that I hadn't considered before. This student has a computer with Zoom text on it. And by broadcasting everything via Teams, all the information can just easily be magnified right on that student's computer screen. No additional technology is needed. Everything is already magnified. And it made me think for a moment that this was something that I would like to share with you, the audience of these tech tips. Because sometimes it doesn't take another piece of technology to solve a problem. Sometimes it just takes creative use of the technology that we already have. For blind students who are not using any visual tools or techniques, one thing teachers can do to really make presentations easier for students to access is they can send their PowerPoint presentations to their students so that they have them at the same time as their sighted peers are looking at them. Again, it's a very low-tech solution. The thing is that if a blind student is using JAWS, they can review the PowerPoint slides at the same time without having to worry about whether they can or cannot see what's happening at the front of the room. So today's tech tip is just a little bit of food for thought. Try to be creative with the technology that you have, and you may find that you don't need any more. Hopefully this tech tip has been helpful, and we'll see you again soon for another one.